Despite the negativity and grey cloud that's looming over the blockchain space right now, I remain completely unfazed by all the noise, safe in the knowledge that Cardano's slow and steady approach to blockchain development and focus on realising true decentralization is going to prove to be the very antidote for the sickness that is centralization that's aggressively spread throughout the industry. I'm in no way under the illusion that the journey ahead is going to be an easy ride, and very much aware that for blockchain, far more difficult hurdles are to be overcome before we can truly experience the promise this technology holds for the future of humanity. But until then, I'd much rather place my energy focusing on what Cardano has achieved, what's currently materializing in the ecosystem, and importantly, what's on the horizon for this beast that's driving the blockchain revolution. In Cardano, we have a big 6 months ahead, from innovative project deployments, game-changing technological advancements, to industry-defining events coming out of a little lab at the University of Edinburgh that will go a very long way in separating the real from the pretenders. It's times like this where you need to take a deep breath and understand there's no short-term volatility that will prevent Cardano's long-term inevitability. Welcome back for today's instalment of Cardano Insights, where we track the all-important developments at the very pulse of Cardano and its ecosystem. So let's get straight into it. First up on today's episode, we check in on Muesliswap. Now, whenever I cover this project, I always feel the need to introduce them as Cardano's first DEX. Sometimes I think many forget at a time when Cardano's dApp ecosystem was non-existent, waiting for a spark to ignite activity, it was Muesli who paved the way for DeFi on Cardano. Maybe due to the lack of hype or build-up before their initial launch, and the skepticism that surrounded them, where many in the ecosystem questioned the legitimacy of a project that pretty much deployed out of nowhere, I don't feel they always get enough credit for their contribution. Muesliswap were not only the first movers to implement the order book style design that arguably makes the most out of Cardano's EUTXO architecture, but they've continued to build out their DEX model, remain very much community focused, and really set a great example in project management and delivery for the builders that came thereafter. Now, since the initial launch, we've seen Muesli evolve from the V1 order book DEX to a hybrid version that combines both the order book and AMM models into one platform. We've also followed the progress closely on Cardano Insights, and in recent weeks have seen the V2 model really take shape, with a complete website redesign, the introduction of liquidity pools and yield farming. You may also recall during this announcement late October, they also mentioned that the community should be ready for even more updates very soon. My initial thought was the possibility of the introduction of the NFT bond marketplace, which they've gone on record previously stating this was actively being developed. As you know, with my close coverage of AADA Finance, who have pioneered the NFT loan bond concept, the idea of a dedicated marketplace for these bonds to be traded definitely interests me, and whilst AADA themselves are launching an integrated bond marketplace on their own dApp, it's very intriguing that a team like Muesli also see the value in what I believe will become a vibrant secondary marketplace. So where am I going with this Muesliswap update? Well, back in October when they alluded to more updates coming soon, considering the switch to V2 was a pretty big development in itself, I'm not sure many of us would have expected that when they referred to more updates soon, that the next update would hold potentially the most significant development, not only for Muesliswap, but for Cardano DeFi in general. But this is in fact what they're suggesting here. Yesterday, Muesliswap gave us this tweet, simply stating, "Nearly 1 year of Muesliswap and we didn't stop building. We're working on one of the biggest Cardano DeFi innovations. Stay tuned for more information soon." Now, whilst they're not giving us much to work with here, if there's one thing we know about Muesliswap, they're a project that operates on the principles of far less talking and hype and a lot more development and delivery. For a project that has been so consistent, transparent and effective in taking this approach, I very much doubt if what they're cooking up behind the scenes wasn't one of the biggest Cardano DeFi innovations, then I really don't think that they would have made this statement. Now, I'm not sure the idea of one of the biggest Cardano DeFi innovations would be an NFT bond marketplace. Whilst the concept of NFT bonds is certainly innovative, I don't think the marketplace that would facilitate the trading of these bonds is the innovation they speak of here. So this leaves us with a lot of speculation, unanswered questions and food for thought. Please feel free to let me know in the comments what you think this might be, and or if you have any further info relating to this. So this has certainly sparked my intrigue. We know for Cardano dApps and the DeFi scene to progress in terms of user adoption, we need projects to innovate and create the kind of utility that can't be found elsewhere. We need the ecosystem to create definitive use cases that separates us from other smart contract platforms, and maybe Muesliswap have something up their sleeve that will take us another step closer or forward in that direction. I hope I'm not hyping this up too much, but I thought this was an interesting development nonetheless. As we always do on Cardano Insights, we'll be sure to keep a close eye on progress here as further developments take place. Now, speaking of innovation, there's no doubt this next project is indeed innovating and in a big way. This may not be the big Aerostat launch that we've all been eagerly anticipating, however for me, any World Mobile updates are always going to be a main feature or focus on Cardano Insights. Yesterday, the World Mobile team announced that they're currently in Riyadh for the Connecting from the Skies International Forum, where they'll be showcasing a live demonstration of connectivity via an autonomous Aerostat with their partners, Alteris Inc. Today at 15:40 UTC, so more than likely already happened by the time this video is aired, World Mobile will demonstrate exactly how the Aerostats will deliver connectivity in the low atmosphere. Here they gave a little sneak peek direct from the site in New Hampshire, where James Tagg and the team were making final preparations for the Connecting from the Skies livestream. Now I'm sure anyone with a keen World Mobile interest, this is going to be a real insightful event, a little starter before the main course in Zanzibar. Make sure you head on over to World Mobile's official Twitter, where I'm sure they'll be sharing the playback of this live event. Now, if you're like me and can't wait for Lace Wallet to make its big arrival into the Cardano ecosystem, then this next item at the very least demonstrates the wheels are certainly in motion. Today, Lace announced that the Lace platform beta program is now officially underway. Here they confirm that they've now selected the first 500 cohort explorers to test drive Lace and in turn share their feedback with the team to continue its ongoing development that will ensure the V1 release lives up to the ever-growing expectation. As we've covered previously, the beta program will be an ongoing process where more Lace explorers will be continually added to the program, scaling up the initial testing user base is part of the development rollout, and it's great to see that this is very much underway. So if you missed out on the first cohort and want to participate, head on over to lace.io and register for a chance to be selected in the next round of participants. Next we check in on AADA Finance, who whilst they're not the most vocal projects on social media and from the offset have adopted more of a heads down build and deliver approach to protocol development, today provided their latest technical development update, communicating all the progress surrounding some pretty significant features and upgrades that will soon be released to the AADA Finance dApp. So let's run through what the team at AADA are currently working on. Firstly, the highly anticipated lender requests that we've covered in some detail already on this channel. The lender request development has seen updates to the lender request smart contract, removing collateral size limitations, with additional updates being actively worked on with respect to off-chain transaction generation, client and back-end code. The lender request functionality is currently being audited by Vacuum Labs as we speak, and I believe is still on course for a late November release. Lender requests will represent a great piece of additional utility on the lending platform, empowering users to have more flexibility in the way they can interact and leverage the benefits of this peer-to-peer application, enabling them to take on both the borrower and lender roles. Further development is also ongoing with regards to the liquidation oracle to support deposit lender NFT bonds that are created with the lender request. They're also adding API endpoints to generate deposit, cancel and claim transactions to the liquidator. Finally, to the NFT bond marketplace, they're currently developing the NFT marketplace user interface to display for sale bonds with relevant links to the marketplace they are listed on in the Cardano ecosystem. In addition, the team are also working on a bug at JPEG Store which currently does not support NFT bond types, and are in the process of adding a feature to track new listings, sales and cancellations on JPEG Store that will deliver a notification to Discord via a bot interface. Integrating the NFT bond marketplace on the platform, where users can seamlessly verify the legitimacy of any loan bond that is placed on the market, is going to mark a big step towards initiating the secondary market activity I'm anticipating that these loan bonds will create, representing an entirely new concept of NFT trading, bringing additional use cases and utility to the Cardano DeFi and NFT scene. So when it comes to AADA, watch this space. Finally today, we go to a pretty big partnership announcement concerning IAMX Identity that I've been meaning to cover ever since it hit my radar a week or so ago. First, for a quick overview of those unfamiliar with IAMX Identity, IAMX are building a self-sovereign identity management platform on the Cardano blockchain that builds upon the foundations of SSI, blockchain and decentralized identifiers, enabling individuals, organizations or any entity to prove their identity independent of external parties or centralized authorities. IAMX offers a self-sovereign identity service which enables users to seamlessly manage the digital identities of individuals and businesses, providing digital identities for verification and transactions through SSIs without relying upon a central database. User identities are stored in IAMX's digital cross-chain blockchain wallet, enabling the user to store their identities across different blockchains that can only be accessed by authorized parties. This tool gives the user complete control over how their personal information is kept and used. Using a token-based SSI that gives users the ability to create a digital identity that meets the compliance and legal standards required by governments and regulatory bodies is a huge step towards bringing an end to the era of your identity serving as the product, which in most cases is currently entirely controlled by big corporations. In true Cardano fashion, IAMX is also determined to solve the problem of providing an identity to the billions of people who do not currently have a state-recognized legal identity and are currently in the process of trialing the use of physical terminals designed to enable individuals who are currently without a digital identity to obtain one. Their solution will allow participants to attach certificates and data onto a biometrically verifiable identity through unique physical attributes such as their face, iris and fingerprints. Placing themselves on the front line of the Web3 revolution, IAMX Identity aims to be an individual's next generation passport into Web3 and are the first self-sovereign identity solution provider to incentivize consumer activity whilst complying with the strictest security standards. You may recall in previous coverage we spoke about their recent partnership with AxoTrade. Well, in this most recent announcement, a further partnership has been secured that I think represents a significant development towards the implementation of SSIs that has mass adoption potential. Here they announced partnership with KYC Spider, who are a leading regulatory technology and digital compliance firm that currently stores over 27 million KYC data records of users who rely on its adherence to the strict GDPR and Swiss data protection regulations and standards. This partnership specifically provides IAMX users with reliable and credible Know Your Customer and Know Your Business processes that meet the strict Swiss data protection regulations. The IAMX self-sovereign identity solution, coupled with KYC Spider's reputation for trustworthy digital compliance solutions, creates a key foundation for enabling and incentivizing wide-scale institutional investment. What I found really encouraging in this partnership is how an entity like KYC Spider are fully embracing the benefits brought forward by this technology, fully understanding the importance of a world where customers can identify themselves in both traditional e-commerce and/or invest in tokens via various blockchain networks, whilst fully complying with international regulatory requirements. Specifically beneficial for DeFi providers, IAMX's SSI solution in partnership with KYC Spider is a major step towards DeFi providers ensuring that their customers meet all the regulatory requirements for KYC and KYB without being privy to the customer's data themselves. The essence of zero knowledge proof. We'll definitely be keeping a close eye on the progress of this partnership and all future developments coming out of IAMX Identity right here on Cardano Insights. So that's it for today's installment of Cardano Insights as we keep track of the developments and continue to spread those positive Cardano vibes. If you found value in the content and want to help the channel fit as many new subscribers in just one video transaction, then please be sure to comment, share, like, subscribe and hit that notification bell, which is the best way you can help support the channel. We'll be back soon with your daily roundups. Until then, thanks for watching, have a great day, and as always, keep it Cardano.